Peace. Got Lord Shalom. Lord Shalom up in here early. Justice. Peace to the God. What's the deal, y'all? I was up in CT. Maintain, I didn't get a chance to come on. Eli Diaz, peace. Shalom, ain't nothing, man. I'm about to see what's up with life in a minute. Motherland Gardens out in Arkansas. Peace to the God. Yeah, Shalom, I'm about to see what's up with life in a minute. He back in Medellin. What's the deal? What's been going on, Motherland Gardens? What you been up to? Eli Diaz is new. Where you from, Eli Diaz? All right, Eli Diaz is from Miami. You was at the rally they had. You was at the rally they had out there last month. Had a big crop come down, so we've been overworking. Arkansas is one of those states. Justice. All right, Justice. That's peace. Y'all having the rally down there, it's every month, right? But it ain't gone and said they got medical. In New York, they got somewhere in the middle. It's not quite medical, but it's like halfway. They in some type of limbo state right now. So that's what's going on, man. Where the rest of the folks is at. Josh Sim and all the people. So we get into some building. All right, Reveal. Reveal is in here. I just seen Sun God a minute ago, Reveal. So let's get it started, man. You know, with a question for today, right? What is a rule? What is a rule? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller, anyone? What is a rule? Justice said, a part of a set of regulations put in place for a group of people to follow. Part of a set of regulations put in place for a group of people to follow to maintain a particular state. Peace to the gods and earths at the Justice Cipher. Literally, I work in the courthouse. Reception is horrid. Catch y'all a little later. SW. That was SW. I didn't know SW work in the courthouse. Anybody else? What is a rule? Peace. What's going on, right?
All right.
Reveal said, that's peace. My job switched my schedule for the past 2 weeks to 4 to 12 a.m. The rule is to keep order in the subject at hand. What the guy said his name is again? Eli Diaz is Justice. Justice said, a prescribed guide for conduct. Now, Justice, what degrees you knowledge, Justice? King Green, peace. What degrees you knowledge, Justice? What's the difference between a rule and a law? We'll get into that in a minute. That's an interesting question. We'll get into that in a minute. Lord Shallah said a rule is a standard of prescribed conduct for specific situations or circumstances. The reason I was asking, well, you know what? While we wait for Justice to tell us what degrees he knowledge, right? While we get into that, because Lord Shallah just hit on something right there. When he said that a rule is a standard of prescribed conduct for specific situations and circumstances. And see, revealed that what makes that distinct from a law is laws is universal. You see what I'm saying? But everybody rules is not the same. Like when you go in somebody's house, right, and you know they got whatever rules that they want you to abide by in their residence, that doesn't mean that that's universal law. Majestic God Allah, peace. Majestic God Allah said rules are the directions to follow, right? Shakim, peace. All right, so Justice, you on this particular degree, right? So it tells you that, you know, Yaqub's law, right, is unlike a track, A like a pedal. That's his law, right? getting into what I was just building with revealed on. But see, he had certain rules when he got to the island. You understand what I'm saying? That was to be enforced, right? While carrying out his law. True 120 piece. Now, here's a particular thing though, right? Here's a particular thing. Right? What happened when you broke a rule? Lord Shallah asked a question, what holds more weight, a rule or a law? That's a good question. I would say in the immediate, it's easier to get caught breaking rules. Now, Reveal and Shakim said that if you broke one of Yakub's rules, the penalty was death. Reveal said, and Shakim said you pay with your life. Right? Divine Truth, Allah, peace. Justice said law is also enforced by those given a certain authority. Not anyone can enforce a law. See, the universe enforces laws. The universe enforces laws. People enforce rules. You see what I'm saying? Like the law of gravity or the law of knowledge before wisdom. The law of one is knowledge. You understand what I mean? Is not a particular person that's designated with the authority. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, Justice is saying the penalty was death, right? Because here's the point, what I wanted to get to, right? Whether you dealing with rules or you dealing with laws, right? And the reason why I asked you in particular, Justice, is what is a rule, right, without justice? Motherland Garden said, I'm not as smart as you brothers, but I look at a rule as dictatorship. You making me submit, all rules have punishment. Right, Lord Shallah said rules are subject to interpretation of each person. You understand what I'm saying? While laws are unmovable. You know, see, that's like if you in school, right? If you go into education, right? There's certain rules that the school has, but each teacher interprets that rule differently in their particular class. So what you may have to do in this class, right, under the same set of rules, you might not have to do in another class because of the way that teacher interprets that demeanor. You know what I mean? But if you break a law, you know what I mean? You hurt somebody in the class or you steal something from somebody, now that's out of their hands. But see, and getting back to what Motherland Garden said right here, that he said he looks at a rule as dictatorship. You making me submit. All rules have punishment. You confusing a rule with a ruler. See, a ruler is one who interprets the rules. Like Lord Shalal was just saying. He interprets the rules, and now the way he interprets the rules is based on his own compass and how he weighs and judges things and what he values. You understand what I'm saying? So you may have a ruler who may be unjust, and he will run a dictatorship that's unjust.
Peace.
Peace. What's going on? You see what I'm saying? But you need to know the rules, right? In order to succeed too. You also gotta look at the rules as that. Like if you playing basketball, right, you gotta know the rules in order to be successful in that thing. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the coach who's showing you the rules, he may be a dictator. And he may be the type that, yo, look, you dribble that ball 3 times, all right, you gotta run 50 laps. That's, you know what I'm saying? You got some coaches that's like that. You know what I mean? But don't confuse, a lot of things is like that. Don't confuse the way people deal with things, right? Is meaning whether the thing is positive or negative. You see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, you in the gang life, you know what I mean? So, or you was in the gang life, right? So I'm saying that a person could be like, yo, well, what about, when we was in jail, you know what I'm saying, I held you down or whatever, but yeah, you also was the person who influenced me in ways that got me put in jail. You understand what I'm saying? So the person looking out for you, that's one thing, but the way the person did it and how they trying to use it against you, right, to keep you doing what they want you to do is what's negative. You see what I mean? But whatever it is, when you learn the rules of addition, when you learn the rules of multiplication, you know what I'm saying? These are all good things. Divine understanding of law, peace. But so everybody hit it on the head, right? When they, in that degree, it tells you that the penalty was death, right? For every law they broke. So what good, right, are rules or laws, right? What good are rules or laws without justice? Without penalties or rewards? Plug in. Yeah, we got 793rd in the building. Reveal said rules and laws are meaningless without penalties and rewards. Anyone else? What do rules and laws mean without penalties or rewards? Lord Shalal said, who knows the prerequisites of justice? one is open to the room. Who knows the prerequisites of justice? Reveal says injustice. You mean injustice is a prerequisite of justice? The Great One says, peace to the gods. Prerequisites of justice is knowledge. Knowledge is the foundation of everything. Guccifer. Who's Guccifer? I know who it says. I can't think of your name right now. Peace to Guccifer. Shakim said justice is based on one's acts and deeds. A universal truth from Oceanside, California. Wise you, peace. Reveal says, saying that why would you need justice if it's there? New Black World Order, peace to the God. Reward and penalty. Justice Harrison, knowledge of what is righteous and unrighteousness is a prerequisite. See, two things. Shakim, you said justice is based on one's acts and deeds, right? One thing you gotta be careful not to leave out, right? That's more compact to say it like that. But see, it's also a penalty or reward, right? Based on one's ideas and inactions. See, there's some things you're supposed to do. If you don't do, right, you would get a penalty. And there's some things that everybody is doing and you decide not to do that'll bring you in a reward. So don't leave out all aspects of whatever it is that you're responsible for. See, the very ideas that you have, right, will cause you, like if you in a certain mentality that you don't need an education or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you get money in the street or whatever, you have a certain mindset that, look, I don't need an education. I don't need to, be able to move around the rest of society. See, what you get out of life, right? What you gonna reap from what that idea is sold in your life is also justice. See, a lot of people, when these kind of things happen, right, then they get caught up in saying, yo, why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? But in reality, your ideas cause you to behave in an entire manner and have an entire attitude towards things that could bring about success or failure. Majestic God Allah said the act or the non-action of the person. He Kareem, peace. The prerequisite of justice in these days and times is in the God they trust, money. Elaborate on that. Elaborate on that, Kareem. Justice said there are no rules without justice. If there were no justice, there would be no law. Thus total chaos. This is why when we add the knowledge to the cipher, we can either reward or penalize ourselves through our conduct, acts, deeds, and thinking. Thus boomerang effect, cause and effect. New Black World Order said the sword brings love, peace, and happiness, or rain, hail, or earthquakes. The sword.
It's 3 o'clock.
The sword is an emblem of justice. We get Shalad drop that science. Divine Truth Allah said we are governed by rules and regulations, some directly affecting individuals, others depend on circumstances, also coincide with laws which are just and unjust depending on who the individual and the circumstances. Yeah, we went through, we was adding on to that right there. Let's see, a rule, right, is for a particular situation, whereas a law is universal. You see what I'm saying? Like we was using the example of Yaqub. See, his law was unlike a track, like a pep, right? But his rules on the island, right, which was to be enforced or manufactured the devil, was his particular rules. You see what I'm saying? And as the brother Lord Shalad added on. Oh yeah, Lord Shalad, they gave a couple of answers if you scroll up. They ready to hear what the prerequisites of justice are. But one thing, Divine Truth, that you said right here, right, is you gotta be careful not to confuse the rule with the ruler. Because see, like I said, the rules are subject to interpretation. So the person who's interpreting the rule may be unjust. But that doesn't mean that the rule itself is unjust. You understand what I mean? Like a person, it's like with anything. Your parent could be showing you how to tie your shoes. You know what I mean? And they showing you how to do that. You know what I mean? Now, some parents, if you don't tie it right, they just untie it until you try it again. But then you may have another parent that might abuse the child. You understand what I'm saying? Like sometimes when you hear these cases of abuse, it's like, yo, that wasn't even that serious. You had to beat the kid over the head for that. You understand what I'm saying? That's because the person who's interpreting the rules is unjust. But people knowing how to tie their shoes is just. Lucifer said justice is a standard that can authenticate or defend something or someone. You're talking about just I see equality. Darkim said the lessons are so vast. I love this. Kareem, there are universal laws that apply to every country. Some people try to use law to get justice, but get no justice from people who are lawless. In order to receive justice, there has to be a benefit for both parties or all parties involved when he provides this. Said there are universal laws that apply to every country. Some people try to use law to get justice, but get no justice from people who are lawless. In order to receive justice, there has to be a benefit for both parties.
You finished with this guy?
Yeah.
Alright, cause I just cleaned all them shits out. Put them on black though. Yeah?
I would have to disagree with your definition of the laws as it applies to countries and nations and things of that nature. I would disagree with your definition. Those are codes and statutes. Like the laws, right? Laws, even in the what's that? The Declaration of Independence, when they tell you that it's certain rights, right, that man cannot confer upon you or take away from you. You understand what I'm saying? What you're talking about is codes and statutes of PCAJ, how you doing? What you're talking about is codes and statutes of nation states. And those nation states, or the modern nation state, one of the pillars of the modern nation state is money. So, you got to go back to the fact that most of these, well, I wouldn't say most, but, at least living here in America, right? America was founded by the Dutch East India Company and the British East India Company. So when you're dealing with nation states that are basically business propositions, that's what they are businesses. You see what I'm saying? Then yeah, money is always going to underlie as a way to make things right. But when you're talking about, universal law, you're not going to be able to balance things with money. So we got here, side note, I was having dinner with my brother AllahChrist, and he brought up how he built with you. I told him I've been watching. Are you talking about AllahChrist Jabril? You talking about AllahChrist Jabril? Yeah, that's my brother right there. Without question. Tell the God I said peace. Lord Shallah said, first and foremost, don't over intellectualize the science of justice. Keep it simple. Supreme mathematics is the key. Would you have a question about Reveal? New Black World Order said the rule of law, justice overrides emotions. Justice is fair, while emotions can run amok. CA just said peace, Lord Shalak. Born Magnetic, peace. You not talking about Aliyasha Jabril? Which Aliyasha you talking about? Aliyasha or Worker More. I don't think I can't picture that Aliyasha off the top of my head right now. The thing not charging. Where's this Aliyasha from that you talking about? You talking about that used to wrestle over by 4th Avenue? He used to do the clothes. He was like he started Fat Farm or something like that. Like he was down with Russell Simmons when they. Yeah, that's Aliyasha Jabril. Yeah, that's my Aliyasha, man. Yeah, I seen a guy when that was like about 2 years ago. He came out here when Jakey passed. Yeah, man, me and Aliyasha used to maintain. Yeah, why is my thing not charging? Trying to sabotage me. If it ain't YouTube, it's Apple. If it ain't YouTube, it's Apple. Peace. Okay. Oh, there we go. Alright. Battery is hooked up now. Yeah, tell Aliyasha I got my shirts. Yeah, what's going on out there in Cali though? I gotta make it out there, man. I got a lot of brothers out there, man. But when I went out there, I was in like Hollywood. They didn't even really take me to the hood like that. They kept me in the like over there by the walk of where they got the stars. Where's Shabar? Shabar is in Cali. Oceanside was Kuzma said Hollywood is north from Oceanside. What's Oceanside? Is that the hood? That's the hood part? San Diego County. But San Diego County is not San Diego, is it? From Medina, they used to cut hair. Jarrell Boylan, peace. Jarrell is new. Where you from, Jarrell? Yeah. Yeah, I read your answer. First and foremost, Lord Shallah said, first and foremost, don't over intellectualize the science of justice. Keep it simple, stupid. Supreme mathematics is the key. Oh, Jarrell Boylan. Oh, you from Oceanside too? It's a beach city? Nah, whatever your comment was after that, they didn't let it come through. Shalak. That's how they be doing people. I noticed that. Oh, let me see if it's over here. Nah, they did the diabolical to that comment. He's related to somebody named Woo Shabar. Y'all probably gotta see him. Super DJ Universal, peace to the God. Jarrell Boylan is in Sacramento. Shalai said the answer was too long. We gotta do another video with that. Like I probably had to call you on Instagram, and then you give the answer over there, and then I'll post a whole other video. But Sacramento though, that's peace. It's a lot of guys out there in Sacramento. It's a beach city. I gotta hit the pull-up bar. Kareem says supreme mathematics is the key in which courtroom? Jarrell Boyler said nope. I mean, you gotta build a nation one cell at a time. Do more justice a lot. We got a lot of justices in the room today. Kareem, one thing, right, is you keep relating justice to courts, right? And for me, it's one of the things where, I mean, I'm not under the impression that justice exists in the courthouse. Not the justice that's presided over by Athena. That's not justice. See, she got rules that's subject to interpretation. You know what I mean? Like when you see Athena with the blindfold on, right? Depending upon what understanding you have, like when you go to school, they tell you because she's blind to who are the litigants in front of her. You know what I mean? So she can't have partiality to one side or the other, right? But what I see is that she already got her mind made up, and she not trying to look at whatever's this new thing right here. You either down with her or you not. But what you gotta understand is that justice, right, is a product of supreme mathematics. It's a product of whether things is born alive or whether it's born dead. You understand what I'm saying? How you go from knowledge to born, and when your knowledge adds a cipher, that's what determines your success or your failure. You understand what I'm saying? And that's justice. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily that, you go into court and, you innocent and you beat the case. New Black World Order said justice equals equality. Justice has rewards and penalties for all. Crucifer said courts are for the interpretation of rules. No justice there. Right? It's for the interpretation of rules, and it's also based upon Asiatic God mathematics. It's also based upon the history of European jurisprudence. But justice itself, it don't have nothing to do with the court. Like, see, justice is, you got a lot of brothers that come on this on the lives, right? Or they come to my class. And they had the knowledge for years, some of them. And they didn't get out of it in those years what they got out of it the last couple of months. You know why? Because of what they put into it. The effort and the ideas that they put into it didn't bring them no fruit. But when, you know, they say, man, he who works like a slave eats like a king. You know, you don't have to go through the court for that. You know, that's a part of when you're dealing with the 12 Jews, even though that's not our lesson, but bear with me what I'm saying. When you look at the 12 Jews, right, you don't have knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, and equality in this society. In this society, you gotta go through them to get that. You understand what I'm saying? And then when you go through them to get that, they basically telling you that, look, when you get money, right, which you just brought up, when you get money and you get enough status, right, within our world, right, then you will have food, clothing, you will have food, clothing, and shelter. That's luxurious. If you go through them, they offer you the same luxury that they supposed to be living in, right? Or some facsimile thereof. And then if your food, clothing, and shelter is good enough, right? If it's luxurious enough, then you're supposed to have love, peace, and happiness. But the concept that we got to go through them to get justice is where I think you might not be understanding what I'm saying. Matter of fact, you know, I'm about to open a can of worms. I'm about to open a can of worms here and ask Asiatic mathematics, what does rule mean? Asiatic God mathematics, what does rule mean? Don't make me put the crying Jordan face up. Jarrell Borland said, when I visited the school there in Medina, one of the brothers there was so thoughtful to bless me with the lessons. Yeah, I got the same question, Pucifer. They gave you the whole 120 lessons? Asiatic God Mathematics said, rule is a regular method. Can you elaborate on that, Asiatic mathematics? A regular method. They gave you the whole 120 lessons on 2 sheets of paper? The font on that paper, man, you know, I don't know if I could lock in on that type of vision. Peace, what's going on, Reef?
Everybody good. I'm good.
Yeah, New Black World Order said power versus control. If you relating that to what I was saying about justice in terms of, you know, what they dealing with in the court is controlling people. Whereas You know, justice is a principle of the universe. Rules are our principles. Yeah, I understand that. You should. This is a good one though for you to go back and check out the beginning part though. Asiatic mathematics. We expanded on that greatly. And do you know who the brother was that gave you the 120 lessons, Jarrell Boylan? Urban Gorilla. Peace. Do you recall who was the brother that gave you the degrees? Supreme Maths and Alphabet, Student Enrollment, Lost and Found 1 and 2, English Lesson, number C1. Everything but actual facts and solar facts. Said he was the great grandson of the father. Great grandson of the father. Great grandson of the father. Wait. Okay, now yeah, Jarrell Boylan. So you got actual facts and solar facts? Jarrell Boylan. From someone who said he was the great grandson of Allah. And he gave you the 12 jewels. Guccifer said grandson Allah. Who's grandson Allah? Musadik, peace. Could have been grandson. Oh, Goose, I'm over here racking my brain trying to figure out who. Let me see, the grandson of Allah in Allah School in Medina. Grandson of Allah in Allah School in Medina. Yeah, I couldn't place that person right now. And they gave you the 12 jewels. And what did they tell you about the 12 jewels? Knowledge of Allah, peace to the God. All right, you wasn't at Allah School in Medina. You was at Allah School in Mecca, And you got those lessons um, from Ramel. Short knowledge, see, brother, kind of heavy set. Not that short, but yeah, that's who you talking about.